Clinton Otwell is the clerk for this hearing. The hearing is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterward through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website, sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there is no sign-in sheet, so if you would like to receive information about the results of the hearing, please send an email to the email address listed on the hearing notice. The public hearing is being held to consider the following 4 items. Order number 203614, Potrero Hope SF project. Tentative map application number 9610, prepared on behalf of Housing Authority and the City and County of San Francisco, a public body, corporate, and submitted on January 29th, 2018, as modified by a revised tentative parcel map, submitted June 12th, 2018. For a 2-lot subdivision with up to 360 residential units. Order number 203615, Hunters View Hope San Francisco project. Tentative map application number 9677, prepared on behalf of the Housing Authority of the City and County of San Francisco, a public body and corporate and politic, submitted on April 17th, 2018, as modified by revised tentative final map, submitted on July 10th, 2018, for a subdivision of 9 lots and 310 mixed-use new condominium project. Order number 203616, Treasure Island and Yerba Buena Island project. Tentative map application 10347, prepared on behalf of Treasure Island Series 2 LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, to merge and re-subdivide 66 existing lots, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, D, G, I, J, M, O, P, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E, A, F, A, G, A, H, A, I, A, J, A, K, A, L, A, M, A, N, A, O, A, P, A, Q, A, R, A, S, A, T, A, U, A, V, A, X, B, F, B, G, B, H, B, I, B, J, B, K, B, L, and portions of lots F, L, R, U, A, and BM of final transfer map 9837, as well as a portion of Navy retained parcel 1 as shown on the recorded survey number 9035 in 2 or more phases, resulting in up to 31 development lots. And 44 street utility open space parcels, and authorize up to 2,332 condominium units, including 2,132 residential condominium units. Order 203617, Fifth and Minna, the 5M project, tentative map application 10569, being a 2-lot vertical subdivision, 302 residential and 8 commercial mixed-use new condominium project. My job as the hearing officer is to gather the facts for the hearing item, listen to your testimonies, and help the director make determinations. I will not be making any decisions today. Instead, I will forward the findings from this hearing and make my recommendation to the director. The director will make the final determinations. When the director's determinations are made, the department will notify you of them if you have provided contact information. The hearing will proceed as follows for 4 cases. I will ask Public Works staff to speak first and present the case. Then I will allow a property owner or appellant, the applicant, to speak. Then any member of the public or witness who wants to speak. Then the department if the department would like to address any comments, and the property owner, again, if the person has any rebuttals. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. The clerk will monitor the time for all speakers and will indicate that the speaker has 30 seconds left. If you are a party to this proceeding, I will call on you to speak. If you would like to use visual materials for a presentation, please let me know before you speak. You will then have standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. If you are a member of the public or witness who wants to speak, wait for me to call for public comments. Then use Zoom raise your hand feature to put yourself in the queue to speak. When it is your turn to speak, I will recognize you. Either I or Clinton will. If you would like to use visual materials, please let me know before you speak. Then you'll have the standard 3 minutes. Comments and questions should be addressed to me and not to the department or the applicant. If you cannot finish your comments within the allotted time, you may submit written testimony to me at the end of this hearing. If I feel a question is warranted, I will ask the question. After comments are completed, I will close the item, and we will now begin the hearing. And for order number 203614, may I have Public Works make its presentation.
Hi, my name is James Ryan. I'm a Chief Surveyor for Public Works, Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. This tentative map application requests approval for the tentative map application number 9610, prepared on behalf of the Housing Authority of the City and County of San Francisco, submitted on January 29, 2018, as modified by a revised tentative parcel map submitted June 12, 2018, for a 2-lot subdivision with up to 360 units. All testimony and materials, including but not limited to the development agreement, the Potrero Annex and Terrace Master Development Agreement, the Potrero Hope SF Streetscape Master Plan, staff reports, comments, responses, and other information from other concerned governmental agencies and utilities, and the information submitted by or on behalf of the subdivider, and other comments, responses, and information provided in connection with this application have been considered. Public Works recommends that the tentative map application number 9610, submitted on January 29, 2018, and subsequently revised on June 12, 2018, be approved subject to compliance with our findings and conditions.
Are there any comments? If there are no comments for this item, make sure no one's raising their hand. If there are no comments for this item, I will close this item and I'll make my recommendations to the director. Making sure there are no comments.
I'm double checking as well. I don't see any comments, but I would maybe give another 30 seconds or so because of the delay.
Okay.
Just anyone, we do have a total of 16 attendees, so I want to make sure that we don't, due to the delay, we don't miss anyone. I don't see any hands.
All right. Thank you, Public Works, for that presentation. If there are no comments for this item, I will close the item and I will make my recommendations to the director. May I have Public Works make the presentation for order number 203615, Hunters View Hope San Francisco project?
James Ryan, Chief Surveyor, Public Works, Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. This tentative map subdivision application requests approval for the tentative map application number 9677, prepared on behalf of the Housing Authority of the City and County of San Francisco, submitted on April 17th, 2018, and modified by a revised tentative final map submitted on July 10th, 2018, for a subdivision of 9 lots and 310 mixed-use new condominium project. All testimony materials, including but not limited to the California Subdivision Map Act, staff reports, comments, responses, and other information from other concerned governmental agencies and utilities, and the information submitted by or on behalf of the subdivider, and other comments, responses, and information provided in connection with this application have been considered. Public Works recommends that the tentative map application 9677, submitted on April 17, 2018, or revised on July 10, 2018, be approved subject to compliance with our findings and conditions.
Thank you. Are there any comments on this item? If you've dialed in, please press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. One more call for comments. Give people some time. Okay. If there are no more public comments for this item, I will close the item and I'll make my recommendations to the director. Will the department please present Order 203616, Treasure Island and Yerba Buena Island project?
James Ryan, Chief Surveyor, Public Works, Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. This tentative map application requests approval to merge and re-subdivide 66 existing lots of final transfer map number 9837, as well as a portion of the Navy retained parcel 1 as shown on record of survey number 9035, in 2 or more phases, resulting in up to 31 development lots and 44 street, utility, and open space parcels, and authorize up to 2,132 residential, 200 commercial, and 2,132 parking units. All testimony materials, including but not limited to the development agreement, the Treasure Island and Yerba Buena Island Disposition and Development Agreement, the 2015 Treasure Island, Yerba Buena Island Streetscape Master Plan, staff reports, comments, responses, and other information from other concerned governmental agencies and utilities, and the information submitted by or on behalf of the subdivider, and other comments, responses, and information provided in connection with this application have been considered. Public Works recommends that the tentative map application number 10347, submitted on February 4th, 2020, together with the subsequent supplemental data as requested by the city, be approved subject to compliance with our findings and conditions.
Thank you. Are there any comments on this item? If you would like to speak, press and you're calling in, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. And if you have any technical questions, please send a message in our chat. Is there any public comment? I don't see any raised hands. Wait a few more seconds before closing this item. Okay, if there are no more comments for this item, I will now close the item and I will make my recommendations to the director. Will Public Works please present the case for 203617 Fifth and Minna 5M project?
James Ryan, Chief Surveyor, Public Works, Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. This tentative map application requests approval of a 2-lot vertical subdivision, including 302 residential and 8 commercial condominiums. All testimony materials included, but not limited to, the 5M project development agreement, staff reports, comments, responses, and other information from other concerned governmental agencies and utilities, and the information submitted by or on behalf of the subdivider, and other comments, responses, and information provided in connection with this application have been considered. Public Works recommends that the tentative map application number 10569 submitted on June 1st, 2020 be approved subject to compliance with our findings and conditions.
Thank you. Are there any comments for this item? And as with the previous cases, I'll wait just in case there are any comments out there. Any comments on this item? If you're dialing in on a telephone, please press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. Okay, are there any public comments on any of the items on the agenda? If you have spoken, you will not be allowed to speak again. This is for those who might have come late or didn't have a chance to speak. Again, if you've dialed in, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. I don't see any raised hands. If there are no more public comments, I'm closing this hearing. And I'll wait a little bit before closing the hearing.
Susan, just because I see there's quite a few guests.
Yeah, I see that.
and we didn't get any hands. I'm going to kind of go down through the list and give them ability to talk in case they can't find the raise your hand button or something, because I have about 12 attendees and I would not want to miss anybody that wanted to make a comment, just as a good measure. So I'm going to go and do that just since we're so on time.
Yeah, sounds good.
We do have a hand. Okay. So would the guest, Jason Rosenberry, go ahead?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I got on this kind of late, just a few minutes ago. I don't want to waste anyone's time in, redundant endeavors, but what did I miss?
So we went through the cases. There hasn't been any public comment up until now. Are you familiar with the agenda?
I just got the thing, a piece of paper in the mail about this meeting.
Okay, and did you get a piece of paper? What was the order number you received?
203614.
614. Okay. Do you have any questions, or would you like the department to explain the notice?
If you could explain it in a truncated fashion.
Okay.
You know.
Will the department please answer the public's question?
I'm trying to find the project ID. Do you know which one that's for? The 20614?
It's for the Potrero Hope SF project. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
So this, James Ryan, Chief Surveyor of Public Works, Bureau of Street Use and Mapping. This tentative subdivision map application requests approval for the tentative map number 9610, prepared on behalf of the Housing Authority of City and County of San Francisco, submitted on January 29, 2018. Approving 2-lot subdivision with up to 360 units. And we have recommended approval to the hearing officer.
And those lots, are they between 25th and 26th, between Wisconsin and Connecticut? The lot that's currently cleared out?
Oh, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay, so 360 units will be in there.
Yes.
Okay, and will it look similar to the new building across the street, which I believe is 1101 Connecticut Street?
I'm sorry, I do not have that information offhand.
Are there any other, is there any other public comment?
I have another question.
Go ahead.
I'm wondering about the height of the building or buildings that will be on that lot. Will they be the same as the new building across the street?
Does the department have any idea how tall the new buildings will be?
I do not have that offhand, but this is for this hearing is for the actual subdivision application for the number of condominium units that are going to be associated with the project. There were or will be. I'm not sure exactly where they are in that part of the process. Hearings that are regarding the building or a planning approval for those buildings. So I don't believe, or I believe that's already happened. But that's not part of what we're approving here today.
Mr. Rosenberry, on that notice you received, does it have an email address?
Let me see. I'm not seeing one. At the very end, it has James Ryan's email address.
Okay. James, would it be all right if Mr. Rosenberry emailed you for more clarifying information regarding the building?
Absolutely.
Well, and I have one last question today, if okay.
That's fine.
You just said, you used the word condominiums. Is this block going to be, condominiums like owned by the occupants, or is it going to be apartments?
Condominiums owned by the occupants.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you for your comments. Do you have any more questions?
I don't right now, thanks.
Are there any more comments or questions for any of the cases? Potrero, Hope, Hunters View, Hope, Treasure Island, Yerba Buena, and Fifth and Minna.
We do have a guest with her hand up. The caller, I believe she called in with ending in 070. Go ahead.
And
the person with, it looks like 949 area code, last four digits ending in 070. Raise your hand.
press *6 to unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm unmuted now. Hi, this is Marie DeBoer with Bridge Housing. We're the developer for the Potrero site, and I wanted to answer Mr. Rosenberg's questions. I think one of the questions was whether the buildings will be condominiums or apartments, and they will be apartments on phase 2. And I believe the other question was, will the buildings look similar to 1101 Connecticut? They won't have the same architect, so it'll be a different design, but generally it'll be a similar type of building, multifamily apartment style building. And the height of the building varies I believe it's between 45 and 55 feet, which is similar to 1101 Connecticut. Hopefully that answers all questions.
Thank you. Are there any more questions? So I see in the comments here, just so everyone hears it, it says, one of the two buildings in Potrero Hope SF map area is a 100% affordable rental building and one is market rate. Just to state that on the record. Is there any more?
I think we are clear.
See no raised hands. And again, if you're dialing in, press *9 to raise your hand.
So Susan, I'll go ahead and just set the clock for 30 more seconds and then we will close the hearing once you get it down. I'll give them 30 more seconds. Okay, just remember the recording of this will be available after the hearing, and I will turn it over to Susan to close out the hearing. Thank you.
Great. So if there are no more public comments, I'm closing the hearing. And the hearing is now closed.